Alright, so let's talk about working as an international student in Vietnam. So, is it easy? No. Is it fun? No. Does it pay the bills? Well, yeah. Alright, I'm now at my part-time job. It's an English language center, and I teach English to kids from grade 2 and grade 5 kids. So yeah, let me go and have a look at it.
Excuse me, what did your teacher say about our homework?
So, first of all, if you are studying here in Vietnam with a student visa, if you're on student visa, which is DH visa, you cannot legally work. In order to work here, you have to have a work permit. So, is it easy to get a work permit? That's something even people doing full-time job struggle. Even the foreigners, native English speakers, they struggle. So if you are just here for studying, there's a very high chance that you won't get it. So, but other students who can work part-time and earn some money so that they can support living expensive, of course, yes. I'm gonna break down from lowest pay to highest pay and compare with the easiest to get into versus something very difficult to get into. Of course, everything is in my opinion and depend on according to my experience. So of course there are a lot of jobs that pays incredibly high. Maybe it's something out of my field, out of my scope. So I'm gonna be just sharing something. So I've been studying here for almost a year in Vietnam, and so yeah. And okay, let's get started. So I'm gonna categorize it into 3 different categories. The first one, which is the lowest paying but easiest to get into, is something related to manual work, like working at restaurants, working as a waiter, waitress, or kitchen helping and stuff. And the second stage, it's a little more challenging to get into. You need to have prior experience and something you have to deal with professional thing, and it pays you pretty well, more than the first stage, which is around marketing intern, or things like accountant intern, or things like digital marketing and other stuff, internships, right? And the last stage, according to my experience, teaching. So this one, I think for now, has the highest pay among all of these things, according to my knowledge and according to just asking around other friends. So, but this is very competitive and require a lot of past experience and skills and qualifications to get into. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about the first one, which is working at the restaurants. So let's start with the pay. The lowest that you can get into, according to my friend, is around, for a student, of course, not mentioning that in terms of students, right? Not like having the experience of working at other good restaurants and stuff. So you're gonna get the lowest starting from 20,000 Vietnam dong, and the highest you can get into, is around 50,000 Vietnam dong per hour, which is pretty decent. So for a person working, for a student, an ideal student working without disrupting their academic, can earn and work a few part-time jobs and earn up to 3.5 million Vietnam dong per month, 3.5 to 4 million dong per month, without getting your academics disrupted. This is according to my friend, which is very nice. So if there are a few tips and tricks about working in on working at the restaurants. That is, if you are applying for restaurant jobs, assuming that you are a student, international student, coming to earn a few bucks, the first thing is you must have prior experience in your CV. You know what I mean? So you don't have to worry about not being able to know what to do and stuff. You're gonna get trained anyway. You're gonna get induction trainings anyway. So the main thing that can get you into the interviews is that you have to have experience listed in your CV to get called for interviews. Once you get called for the interview, you get into it. And then another tip is, don't be afraid to hop on other jobs, which means that you have to start working when you get a job. When you apply for a restaurant, even if you like it or not, just go into it. Just do it for a couple months to get experience. Once you get the experience, you can use that on the CV that you have worked in Vietnamese restaurants, and then hop onto other types of jobs to get higher pay. Third advice is that if you are working, you're gonna find a lot of restaurants in around District 1. This is because there are a lot of touristy area. So since you cannot speak Vietnamese, you're gonna have to find job in restaurants that are serving a lot of tourists and foreigners. Alright, another one is about working a little more professional. Doing professional job like marketing intern, digital marketing intern, or like accountancy and stuff. For these things, those things require your qualifications and your prior experience. So for marketing, you have to know the SOPs, you have to know how to do digital marketing, handle a bunch of social medias, and have had prior experience in working with some companies. So you need to have that. So that's why it's a little harder to get into, but it pays you way more. It gets you around $300 per month, 400 bucks per month for a part-time job. So if you are interested, and if you have done the internships like digital marketing, you're not far from it, you can try to apply. And this Vietnam is awesome. It's a very good company. They do call for internships. So yeah, that's very good. Another thing is the last one, and in my opinion, is about teaching. So teaching, especially I'm from ELT, English Language Teaching field. For me, I've had a couple of experience in my own country. I've taught in a couple of international schools. I've also finished a couple of qualifications like TKT and TESOL, which is Teaching English qualifications. So it was easy for me to get into interviews and then finally land a job. But overall, teaching and ELT is a very competitive industry because they are dominated by NES, native English speakers. Those are the first choices, no matter their qualifications and stuff, because they have perfect English and good accent. But my tip is that you can just get started with some qualifications, like even Coursera 120 hours TESOL work. You just have to list it on your CV, and if you have experience, it's better. And then you're gonna get into interview. As soon as you get into interview, show off your English language, show off your language skills, show off your pronunciations. Of course, you need to have perfect accent to compete with other native English speakers. And once you get into it, boom, you get it. So how much does it pay? It pays you around for a normal average ELT position. It pays you around $16 per hour, which is very decent. And if you work enough, you can cover up your living expenses and rent and living expenses. So yeah, well, I hope this video is very helpful. If you have any questions, if you want to know more, you can comment in my comment section. So recently, Telegram has been banned in Vietnam. So if you want to reach me out, you can reach me out on my Facebook or just simply comment. Good luck and see you in the next video.